if you watch The Avengers, it was hard to miss the moment where that Asgardian bastard stabbed me quite thoroughly, and I died in The Avengers, and it was a sad day because I loved Agent Coulson and I loved, you know, going to the cons and hanging out with the Coulson fans, and I was a little heartbroken. And the Marvel guy said, you know, I mean, you're dead, but it's the comics. So, you know, that's a different form of dead. Who knows, maybe we'll see you again someday. And you know, there was people talking about, was he going to come back as the Vision? There was a lot of theories, you know, we never saw the body. The cards were in the locker. There was a lot of people talking about the Blu-ray, the English Blu-ray. You didn't see the spear come through Coulson. But I thought, you know what, I've had a hell of a ride playing this guy. I love the death scene. I love what Joss did so much. And to want anything more of it felt greedy. So when I got a call a couple of months ago saying, okay, we want you to come to New York Comic Con, we're going to announce that perhaps Coulson lives. I was very curious, but also wasn't sure I was necessarily down with it. I don't want to do anything to undermine the integrity of the Avengers, and Joss didn't either. So I had a conversation with Joss, and he explained to me that this movie takes place in a world after the Avengers, after the Battle of New York. And I'm from New York. I lived in the world after someone had attacked New York, and I know that there's fallout. I know that in the Avengers version of that world, it's a world without, you know, that has superheroes and, you know, doorways to other dimensions and chaos. And when Joss described to me the mystery that takes place in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the complexity and the unanswered questions about the Phil Coulson who's standing there trying to deal with this, I found it so fascinating and so true to the world of the comics and mythology in general as I understand them, that I was immediately in.
Does he change at all as a person? Like, clearly he's the same character, but like, after having gone through what he's been through, does he come out with different characteristics?
He's changed. He has changed, Joss. I mean, Coulson or Joss?
Coulson.
Okay, well, Joss has changed too. Before the Avengers, he would go to Comic-Con and he would dance for 4 or 5 hours at whatever disco he could find. After the Avengers, it's more like 8 or 9 hours. I don't know how, I'll answer that with a question. I don't know how you could not change going through what he went through in the Avengers. And I think if he hadn't gone through some kind of change, it wouldn't be any good.
And how about the characters?
That said, I don't know if he understands how much he's changed.
What about the characters that were around him? Did that, like, will we ever see them? Like, they've mourned his death. Will we ever see them, like, come to the realization that he's not dead?
I will say I don't know. It would be surprising to me if this was a world where there wasn't, you know, some reckoning for the fact that a big, you know, some level of deception must have been perpetrated on the Avengers. It must have been, I think.
And now, if you could pick any Avenger who doesn't already have their own spin-off, who would it be?
Natasha Romanoff is a compelling character. I've always said I really want to know what happened in Budapest.
It's bound to happen, I feel like. That has to be the next one.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of talk about it.